and welcome to the Raleigh Board of Selectmen meeting for July 27th, 2015. The time being 7 p.m., I declare the meeting open. And Bob, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Bob.
Actually, the air conditioner's a lot quieter than the other one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
As a reminder, this meeting is being audio and video recorded digitally. And citizens' query tonight will be from 7:05 to 7:10. We have two appointments on the agenda tonight. One is at 7:15 and the other appointment is at 7:30. So we'll drop down to general business. And request from Coast to Cure to have a rest stop on the town common during the Coast to Cure bike race on September 11th. The Neurofibromatosis Northeast is holding its 5th annual Tour de Cure bike race on Saturday, September 12th. The Board of Selectmen had previously given them permission to have the race go through various streets in the town. The bike ride starts and finishes at Stage Fort Park in Gloucester. The ride consists of 3 prescribed routes that include Raleigh and 18 other cities and towns. They are now revising their request to include the placement of a rest stop on the town common. The rest stop will include a portable toilet, Gatorade, water, and snacks, such as granola bars, crackers, and trail mix. Health Services Coordinator Frank Machigiani has reviewed this request and based upon the type of food that is being provided does not have any concerns. Frank is recommending that any trash be removed from the rest stop by the end of the day and that the portable toilet be removed within a day or 2. Does the board wish to give them permission to set up a rest stop on the town common, and if so, is there any special location on the town common that you prefer, such as near the backstop, etc.? Does the board wish to incorporate Frank's recommendations? And I think the answer to both of those questions is yes. I think we need to set it up at the backstop. In the past, we've had issues with the funeral homes. They have a funeral. They really don't want a portable toilet sitting out in the front lawn of their premises. So, and that seems to be a good spot to put it. It's got something to set it up against, so it's more difficult to tip over and that kind of thing. Because they do lock them in place. They put a chain around it and lock them in place. So, and I think we should definitely include Frank's recommendations. So is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a motion.
Even that motion with those stipulations, Mr. Chairman?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, general business number 2, letter of resignation from Shellfish Commissioner Michael Cook. And it's to the Raleigh Board of Selectmen. Honorable Board, it is with deep regret that I hereby submit my resignation from my position of the Raleigh Shellfish Commissioner as of July 31st, 2015, due to circumstances beyond my control. Sincerely, Michael Cook, Raleigh Shellfish Commissioner. Copy to Raleigh Shellfish Commissioners. Okay, he's also turned that into the town clerk. Is there any discussion? Okay, we can move on to item number, actually, we want to vote to accept that.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept Michael L. Cook's
Also with a
resignation.
letter of regret for resignation.
Yes, yep. And add that to the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we have a second letter of resignation, and it's to the Raleigh Board of Selectmen, Honorable Board. It's with deep regret that I hereby submit my resignation from my position of the Raleigh Shellfish Commissioner as of July 31st, 2015, due to circumstances beyond my control. Sincerely, John E. Grunstrom, Shellfish Commissioner. And a copy to the Shellfish Commissioners.
It could be a motion to accept the resignation with a letter of regret.
Okay. Motion made.
Second?
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The same conditions of the letter of regret?
Yes.
Okay. And the time being 7:05, citizens' query is open. So,
Just a comment on the sidewalk on Central Street as you approach the woodworking shop. From the woodworking shop, maybe to the second house in, maybe not even quite that far. People use that as a parking lot. I don't know if there's much you can do about it because there's no other place for them to park. The parking on the sidewalk and obviously blocking traffic, foot traffic, and bicycle traffic.
okay, we can mention it to the highway surveyor.
All right.
Okay,
In the police department.
yeah.
Yeah, could we, Mr. Chairman, could we please get his name for the record, please?
Yeah, could you give us your name, Henry?
Henry Rolfe,
Yeah, and you are at Plantation Drive?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
As many as 30 people a day walk the Central Street sidewalk. And there are spots there that are in very tough shape.
Yeah, I'm surprised, well, I probably,
As many as 30 a day.
yeah, we probably shouldn't discuss it with you, but I'll mention it to the highway surveyor.
Okay, all right.
If we could maybe get you on the other side of the street, there's a nice sidewalk on the left-hand side that takes you right up to the crosswalk at Main Street. When you come down.
Yeah, but I do sometimes cut across.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Go to, if my car is in Eric's, as it is quite a bit,
Yeah,
I've got about $6,000 worth of repairs. I've had to walk two or 3 days in a row to possibly the drugstore for my prescriptions, to sometimes to the convenience store, and to the library. So,
yeah, okay. Well, we'll mention it to the highway.
okay.
All right. Okay, new business. Actually, we're not yet. Our first appointment's at 7:15, so. New business, sign Mass DOT Title VI, Non-Discrimination Assurance Requirement Form. Okay, Mass Department of Transportation is requesting the signatures of the town's chief elected officials on the attached document, which states that the town, as a sub-receipt of any federal funding, does not discriminate in accordance with Title V of the Civil Rights Act. Mass DOT wants a clear record of the town's commitment not to discriminate in any program, service, or activity supported by federal finance assistance. The Board of Selectmen needs to vote to sign the document. The Selectmen's 5 signatures need to go on the top line at the bottom of the page. Top line. Okay, signed. I guess we're signing on that line right there.
Need a motion, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, is there any discussion, or, I mean, this is pretty much a standard type document that we have to do because of the federal funding.
Right.
So, it just comes through.
I'll give you that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, so. Why don't I put the date down here? That was stupid. There you go.
pushed in there.
Okay, new business number 2. And that's invitation from Yankee Homecoming, Newburyport Yankee Homecoming Parade organizers, inviting the town of Raleigh to have the town cannon, Old Nancy, in the upcoming parade. The chairman has been contacted by the Newburyport Yankee Homecoming Parade organizers, inviting the town to have Old Nancy, the town cannon, in the parade. Chairman Murray is seeking the board's approval. So I did actually receive a phone call last weekend from one of the vice chairman of the Yankee Homecoming Committee, and he's the one that takes care of the parade stuff. And he lives in Raleigh, which I didn't know, so, but he does live in Raleigh. So they would like to have the cannon in the parade. I know we took it over last year, but we actually had to apply for it. We had to fill out an application and get accepted and the whole thing.
So it was in the parade last year?
Yeah, we used it as an advertising piece for the 375. So we put it in the parade with signs on it, come join us in September and that kind of thing.
We passed out flyers along the way, and it was very nice.
Yeah, it worked out good. So they asked us to bring it back. So it'll go back as the cannoneer, town cannoneer.
The town cannon is going along with it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Most definitely. most definitely.
Yes.
Who is the town cannoneer?
So the Raleigh-
I should have known.
We should have the Raleigh militia go along with it.
It's been done in the past.
I'll give you the motion.
In order to be able to fire a cannon in the state of Massachusetts, you have to be licensed. And you have to take a test, pass a test to do it. And they started that in 1975, when they figured that the bicentennial for the state would start. And there'd be all kinds of things going off. So they passed legislation so that anybody firing a cannon has to be licensed by the state.
Probably a good idea.
Yes.
And I went in and got it, and it's kept it active ever since. So.
Blast it off a couple of times during the parade, and that'll get everybody awake, ready to go.
So,
Don't break any windows.
so it's up to you guys. If you want to send it over there, we can take care of it. If not, we'll leave it right in the barn where she is.
Oh, no, I'll give a motion to show her off.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Any further comment? All right, all those in favor of
Aye.
placing Old Nancy in the parade, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. And the time being 7:15. We can move to our first appointment, which is Police Chief Robert Barker to discuss his planned retirement in December. Are you really sure you want to do that?
Yeah, it's a question I've been asking myself for a while, and it's getting to be time.
I can understand that, Bob.
Yeah, 35 years.
I was there myself.
Me too.
So, I mean, we really don't want to lose you. I mean, that's my personal opinion. It's not the board's opinion. That's my personal opinion. I think you've done a great job for us.
I've just tried to do the best I could,
Yeah.
whatever I did. Seems to have worked out.
Well, we're still here, so it's obviously worked. Yeah, we appreciate that very much. Okay, so to the Raleigh Board of Selectmen, Honorable Board of Selectmen, this letter is to inform you of my intention to retire as Chief of the Raleigh Police Department in December of 2015. In my 35 years as a Raleigh police officer, I have served in almost every capacity and held the rank of patrolman, sergeant, lieutenant, deputy chief, and chief. I have been assigned many tasks in my time as a Raleigh police officer, but my most memorable accomplishments were the computerization of the police department and the achieving state certification and subsequent state accreditation for the department. And that was a very good accomplishment, Bob. There aren't that many, even today, that are accredited, right? Is it-
Yeah, I think there's 35 or 40.
I think there was one right near us. Was it Merrimack that just got it or something?
West Newbury,
West Newbury?
Salisbury's working on it now.
Okay, that's the one I read in the paper then.
Yeah,
Yeah. I have enjoyed the support of the Board of Selectmen, the Finance Committee, past and present members of the Raleigh Police Department, the Raleigh Fire Department, Water Department, Highway Department, Municipal Light Department, all the various boards and elected officials, and the community as a whole. I thank the board for putting their faith and trust in me and allowing me to serve our wonderful community for the past 35 years. Sincerely, Robert R. Barker, Chief of Police. Well, thank you for your service, Bob.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And
So,
I'm not going anywhere.
okay.
I'm a Raleigh resident, so.
Maybe we can find another board to put you on. We are looking for a lumber and dock inspector. That might fit right into
You just never know.
your career there, you know, all that investigation and stuff.
Fence viewer too.
Yeah,
Fence viewer,
exactly. We could combine the two. So, Bob, thanks for being such a great guy.
Well, as the letter said, you know, I do appreciate the support, and I have always felt the support of the board throughout the years, especially not more than when I was chief. You know, I always felt like if I needed something, I could always come to the board, and you're very good at pointing me in the right direction and making sure that we got what we needed to get the job done.
Yeah. Well, it's an important job, Bob. It really is.
Yeah.
Particularly this day and age.
Yeah, the job is changing rapidly, and 5 years from now, it's going to be a whole different animal, I'm afraid.
I think you're right. I absolutely do. Yeah.
But we are very lucky to have your leadership in for the many years that you've been there, and it's been worked out very, very well. A pleasure to serve with you. Have you served in the police department and act in your role as chief and in the many roles that you've served in. It's been wonderful. You've done a great job.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Chief, for all your service, and it's a difficult decision to make.
It's very bittersweet. I mean,
To
you
make
know,
to make that choice of retirement,
Yeah.
and then, you know, but I'll tell you, 6 months after, you're gonna love it.
You know, the one thing I think is 35 years, I've always got up and put on the blue suit. Now what am I going to wear?
Bob, the hardest thing is to turn off the monitor.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking
And-
about that too.
Yeah, you know, you think about it and, you know, you like to listen, but when something happens, you know, in about 6 to 8 months, you want to just run out the door, as you always have.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was there, so, between both the light and the fire, it's just, you know, but it eventually goes away. It eventually goes away.
It's kind of nice to look out the window and, you know, it's snowing or something, you know, you don't have to go out there.
Yeah, after last winter, I'm looking forward
Yes.
to it.
Yes, yes. That was the nicest part about retirement.
Mm.
But make sure you start a calendar so that you'll keep track. You'll find yourself getting involved and getting busy, and it's a fun time.
Yeah, well, that's what I figure is I won't stay idle for long.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find something to
Yeah.
do. And that, you really kind of need to do that after you get kind of settled in. And eventually you'll figure out that I don't even know how I had time to work.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard
exactly.
that.
It is. It's
Yeah.
amazing, Bob. It really is amazing. I
It's
don't know how I
amazing.
did. I mean, it's just, always got something going. So, but the best part of it is that it's what you want to do when you want to do it.
Yep.
Right.
That's what makes it work.
And if you're a cribbage player, you can come down to the Council on Aging on Friday mornings. We have a fun time.
That is my wife's game, not mine. She's good at it, so I don't play.
Never win, right?
I'd give you a motion to accept the letter with deep regrets.
I'm not even sure I want to do that, but I suppose I'm gonna have to because
I'll second.
this fellow carries a gun. So
Yep.
you have to always remember that when he's in uniform. You don't give him any hard times. Bob, thanks again, really.
Thank you very much.
So I'll take the motion. Did somebody make a second?
I did.
Okay, so I'll make the motion, unless you want me to stop. No, okay.
You can always rescind it.
All those in favor of accepting Bob's letter, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Bob, thanks again.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Appreciate everything you've done.
Thanks for your service.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief. A lot of years.
A lot of you.
A lot of years.
It's gonna be a great Christmas present this year
Yeah.
for you.
We're planning the trip, so.
Oh, excellent.
That's the way to do it.
Let's see.
Maybe, Mr. Chairman, we'll think about it for the next 2 weeks and then determine at our next meeting how we're gonna replace the chief or
Yeah.
what
Yes.
the
Yeah.
procedure will be.
Yeah, give us a chance to think about
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Okay, our next appointment is at 7:30, so maybe we can get one more item out of new business here. And new business number 3, discuss North Shore Alliance for Economic Development's request for support of the Route 1 Improvement Project. I hope they don't want me to read this whole thing. Deb, can you give us a
Yeah,
little
why don't I-
background on this?
Why don't I cover this for you? The North Shore Alliance for Economic Development is concerned that the Mass Department of Transportation, Mass DOT, and the Metropolitan Planning Organization have removed the Route 1 Improvement Project from their long-range transportation plan and the FY 16 through 19 Transportation Improvement Plan. And the Route 1 Improvement Project is focused on making traffic lane improvements, including making a third lane on Route 1 in the Revere-Saugus-Malden stretch of Route 1. The traffic bottlenecks in this area when the lanes go from 2 to 3, causing significant traffic backups on both sides of the highway during the morning and evening commutes. I was contacted by the Alliance last week asking for support to sign on to a letter that was being written and sent to Mass DOT and the MPO on Friday. They had a deadline. I explained that I really wanted to bring this to the Board of Selectmen to make sure that there was a consensus of the Selectmen to authorize me to sign off on behalf of the town supporting the listing of this project back on the LRTP and the TIP. Gary Barrett, the Alliance consultant, understood I needed that time to bring it to the board at your meeting this evening. And so the letter has been sent to both organizations. And he was wondering if the town would consider sending a supplemental letter voicing support. One of the things we did point out is we have a significant number of Rowley residents that commute into Boston for work, or they're students, or they have appointments in the city, and sit in traffic for many hours each day, both on the way in and the way out. And this is that area that's the 2 lanes, where it goes to 2 lanes in the Saugus and Revere section.
Right by Route 90 there.
Then it goes back to 3
Yeah.
lanes. And all the traffic that's coming in when you come from the airport, that's just dumping right on at that point of the 2 lanes. I did point out, the town has a very good relationship with Mass DOT, and they've come out and looked at the town's request to have that traffic light put in at Central and Route 1, and they've been supportive of that, though we need to get funding,
Right.
which we try for every year, our legislative delegation. But I guess I want to know if the board would support some type of letter to Mass DOT and the MPO asking for this Route 1 project to be put back on, or how do you feel?
Yeah, no, I think it would be a good idea.
I can't believe that they're gonna knock that project off the list.
Right.
I mean, for
Of all the projects.
years, that
I
there's
know.
been nothing but a huge bottleneck. I mean, I commuted in and out of Boston, I mean, many of us have.
Yep.
And there's a disaster there, and they keep saying they're gonna fix it, they're gonna fix it. Now they're gonna take it off the list.
Take it off,
I
right?
mean, it's a disgrace if they do that, really. I mean, compared to some other things that they do with their money.
Mhm.
Yep.
I think we should send a strongly worded letter.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We support keeping that on the list and actually funding it, because it's, you know, Route 1 in Saugus and Linfield is tough to begin with. And, you know, you hit that bottleneck there, and it's dangerous, and it's
I mean, if you come
it's
in,
constant.
if you come in from the South Shore and you come up, and then you come in from the west, I mean, it's straight shots into the
Yeah.
town, three lanes wide. And in the North Shore, you come down from 3 lanes and you
To 2.
narrow to 2, and that bottleneck, it's been like that for years and years and years.
And then it goes back to
And-
3 again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back to 3, and
And we pay a toll.
we pay a toll.
And the
over
commuters that
Tobin
come in
Bridge.
on 93 on the Zakin Bridge do not pay a toll.
That's
I
right.
did have this discussion with the North Shore Economic Alliance. So, I mean, the North Shore commuters are hit hard whether they go through the tunnel or they go over the bridge. Yet, we presume that both the Tobin Bridge and the tunnel have been paid for many times over
Many times over.
by the drivers over those facilities. So I guess I just, you know, I want to make sure that the selectmen are supporting this, and if you want, we can draft a letter for the full board to sign and send to.
Can we CC
It's-
Bruce
it-
Starr and Brad Hill at
Brad,
the
too,
same time?
yeah,
Sure.
that would be a good idea.
It's
Yeah,
like
my
a-
wife taught for
it's-
35 years in Revere and was constantly stuck in that bottleneck at the Saugus line there, at the merger.
It's a road project out of the 1950s, when you really look at it. It has never been an improvement down there since, what, 50s and 60s, Dave?
Well, they were gonna put the 95 down through there, that's why they never did anything with it.
Yeah.
And they filled in the marshland, and then when, I think it was Governor Sargent eliminated that.
That's
when
right.
they made 128.95, then everything they just dropped the ball on everything else.
Yeah, it was a
Yep.
dead-end road. I
It's
mean,
been sitting there ever since.
you
Right.
went down the road, you drove
Yeah, it was
off
gonna go
into
through the
nowhere.
Lynn Woods and all that.
Yeah.
Right. The North Shore has suffered.
Yeah, I
Not
mean, we
long.
just get kicking the rear end
Yeah.
on all these things for so long.
Okay. Any further discussion? I'll entertain a motion.
I'm making a motion, a very strongly worded letter. Give my motion.
Okay. Any further discussion on the strong worded letter?
Strongly worded letter. I will definitely support that with a second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we got about a half a minute to go. She's out in the
I think
hallway?
she's out in the hallway. There's a woman out there.
Yep, that's Karen.
Yep. Okay.
She's coming in.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Karen.
Come right up front.
Up front, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How you doing?
How are you?
Okay. What did I do with that? There it is. We have an appointment at 7:30, and it is now 7:30, from the Eastern Essex Veteran Services District, Director Karen Taylor, to welcome her to the position and to discuss her goals for the Veterans District.
My last name's Tyler.
Tyler, oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, okay. Tonight, we welcome our new Veteran Service Director, Karen Tyler, to the town of Raleigh. Can you tell us a little about yourself and your background, and what you see are your goals for the Eastern Essex Veterans District Service Districts? Yep.
Okay. Well, my military background is I was in the Army. While serving in the Army, I was a mental health specialist. When I entered the service was in August of 2001, so I was in basic training when 9/11 happened.
Wow.
So yeah, and my duty station was in Germany. So while I was over there, I did pre-deployment screenings, I did one-on-one counseling. So basically, and the people who were left behind, I helped the veterans and, active service when they were there, but also their family members. And so I'm happy to be able to do that as a civilian, because that was something that was important to me. So I'm very happy to be here. But most recently, I worked for the town of Saugus in human resources.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Any questions?
Well, as a veteran myself, and seeing that the increase in veteran services, they were obviously very concerned about getting the veterans their due for what was owed them for the service
Exactly.
you and all of us have given as veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And we're happy to have you aboard, and you're filling some huge shoes, I'm sure, as you've been told many times.
Well, my first day, I went to the State House to accept an award on Terry's behalf. And so I was, I'm like, well, this is quite a first day. What's going to happen on Tuesday? So that was pretty neat. But I've heard great things about Terry, and hopefully I do all right.
I'm sure you will. No, whatever we can do for you, let us know, and I'm sure you'll be available if we have questions or problems.
Absolutely.
You'll be dealing with our town administrator more often than not.
Nice to see you in person. Yes.
So, I welcome you aboard. I think we welcome you aboard, and wish you
we
best
have
of
to.
luck. And the last gentleman didn't stay too long. I don't know if the job was too tough or he got a better job or what the situation was, but we certainly hope that you'll be sticking around a long time, because I think you're dealing with a number of towns and there's a lot to learn, and you just about you need some time to get your feet in the ground and learn who the players are, and
Absolutely.
so on and so forth. So we welcome you, and I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. And I appreciate you guys having me, because, as a selectman, you guys know the residents. And so these are people that you see on the street and you're, and you take care of. And so I just want you guys to also, when you see people or hear veterans coming home, service members coming home, definitely have them reach out to me, because they're going to see you first. And so if you see them, just have them come over, and I can help them, from the beginning, or I can, point them in the right direction.
Okay, good, very good.
All right?
Yeah, it's very important with the numbers coming home from Afghanistan and Iraq that we could give as much support to the veterans as we can.
Absolutely.
Being part of the Veterans Board and being part of the selection process, Karen rose to the top, as always those candidates do. And so there's certain unique things that the office needs right now, Veteran Service Office, and Karen has those qualifications. And one of them was, when she talked about mental health, that was her military occupational specialty. And going back many years, 40 years, when I was in the Marine Corps, we had a program, Marines Remember Their Own, during the Vietnam era. And I went into the VA hospitals and into the Naval Hospital, and I got to see the veterans who were there many from World War II, and hadn't left, and that had become their primary home. And I saw many veterans with what they call shell shock then, which is now post-traumatic stress syndrome. And I was very happy when I heard of Karen's background in mental health, because many of the veterans coming home from Afghanistan and Iraq today have those problems. And they're under, and a lot of them don't want to come forward because they feel a mental problem is a stigma. But just like you would call a corpsman or a medic for a wound from a mortar or a bullet, when you scratch your mind, after what they've seen, you need a mental health professional to sit down with. So I'm very glad that you have those skills, and I urge any veteran that's at home and they're worrying about they need help, reach out. And Karen's here, and she's a real professional, and I'm very excited about having you on board.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah, that's gonna be a major
It's,
ability to offer that service to the people. That's, we have had, various wounds, but the mental, that's gonna be a very big problem, the PTS syndrome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, once you get out, there's so many resources out there. I mean, I can't even say that enough. Because when I was in my unit deployed, everybody was gone. I was left in Rear D, and there weren't as many resources. And so now I'm so happy to have all this to be able to point people in the right direction so that they can get what they need.
That's
well,
terrific.
if we can do anything to help you, Karen, please, reach out to us also.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
My main thing is if you hear of anyone, just point them.
We
Sure,
certainly will, certainly
absolutely.
will. Yeah,
Excellent.
absolutely. We've been looking for that avenue.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
Welcome, and we're here to help you in any way that we can from any of the issues you have with Rowley. So, and when you, maybe during the daytime sometime, we can have you, introduce you to the other town staff members that will be working closely with you as well.
Excellent. All right.
Karen, in November, we have a Veterans Dinner.
Okay.
And
Yep.
so we invite all the veterans from the town for dinner, so.
At the Council on Aging.
At the Council on Aging, so.
All right.
We'll put that invitation out now, okay?
Yes, we want you.
Save the date.
You're invited.
Yes.
Thanks for the invite.
Okay.
So yeah, and if you need any assistance with that, obviously get in touch with me and we'll work together on it.
Great.
Okay.
And I'll answer that email that you sent this afternoon.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Okay. I don't think we need a meeting, but that's okay. If we
Yeah.
need one, fine.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that I addressed it, so
Okay, sure.
figure cover it that way.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much for coming in.
All right.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you, and
It was
good
nice-
luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Karen.
Yep.
Good
good
luck.
to see you.
Nice meeting you.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I'll be in touch.
Be in touch.
Have a good night.
All right.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
No, leave that, that's fine, thank you.
Okay, that takes us down to old business. And old business number 1 is review and sign the Carroll Group contract for the Public Safety Building feasibility study. Greg Carroll has signed 2 originals of the agreement between the town of Rowley and the Carroll Group, Inc., architects for the Public Safety Building feasibility study. The changes requested by Town Council Judith Pickett and Debbie have been incorporated into this final version. The board needs to vote to sign both originals. We will retain one copy, and Greg Carroll will retain the other for his files.
Mr. Chairman, just a quick question.
Yep.
Have they indicated, Debbie, when they might start? Obviously, with the chief of police submitting his retirement, it's probably gonna complicate.
Actually, I have
Madam.
to tell you, they've already started working.
Oh, good, all right, good.
About almost a month ago.
really?
Greg said that his style is to jump in, and he wasn't really concerned about the fact that the contract hadn't been signed. He wanted to start his interviews of the chiefs, so he has been in contact with them, getting information and doing some preliminary work.
Good, during their presentation, they did mention that they wanted to have things up really rolling along by
Right.
August, so
Sounds like maybe
we
we made a
sounds
good
like we're
choice.
pretty close on
Yes.
track here now. Get this-
So,
get
yeah,
this
if we
taken care of.
can look at getting at least the, as much work done with the chief before he leaves.
Yep,
and
exactly.
with the idea that maybe we could get this buttoned up sometime in the winter.
Yep.
If the board plans to take the next step at town meeting, that would be my goal.
Yeah.
If the board agrees.
Yeah, if we don't,
Hopefully we can do that.
if we let him retire on New Year's Eve, then we'll have him for about 4 months.
I know he didn't specify a date, so.
No, he didn't, but. So, I mean, I'm sure Bob will work with us on that.
Yeah, he did, and he
Yeah.
actually, he loves this kind of work,
Yeah.
Chief Barker.
Yeah.
As you know, he does a great job on all these projects, so, That's the first thing I said to him. What are you, what are you doing to me here? You know, I need you part of this. So I'm happy to say Carroll Group has already, you know, started this and is, you know, getting this going for the
That's
town.
good, that's good.
Excellent.
Need a
Okay,
motion to
any
change.
further discussion?
Nope.
Need a motion?
Yep.
I'll give you that motion, Mr. Chairman. Sign.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. I was trying-
Aye.
I was gonna wake you up there for a minute, Joe.
One of those warm summer nights.
It's beautiful summer.
I didn't think we needed the air conditioner. I don't know.
We actually had a,
I think it'll be running for the
There
rest
was-
of the week, though. in the-
Yeah.
there was a complaint
Yes.
registered, so that we
Tomorrow
had
morning.
to turn it
One
on.
of the
it too-
selectmen.
One of the
gave-
selectmen complained about it,
complained.
so,
Too cold?
no,
hot.
too hot.
Oh, okay.
The heat was on here.
So it's gotta be one of the older guys, you know?
I don't know who that could be.
Glad I'm a kid.
Well, I know there's a slight hum to it, and I know sometimes.
It's quieter than the other one.
It's a lot
It
quieter
is a
than the
lot
other
quieter,
one.
yeah. but-
Yeah.
The other one, you couldn't hear yourself thinking here.
One in the annex is
Not that we
terrible.
did much thinking.
There you go, Mr. Peterson.
Two originals, right?
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks, Cliff. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Oh,
That was two?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you sign too?
no, I didn't.
Keep an eye on these guys all the time.
Oh, no. Where's the other one? Oh, okay. This one is the chairman.
Thank you. I think. Okay, old business number 2, memo from Conservation Agent Brent Bazelak regarding completion of the Smith Lane Trail. To the Board of Selectmen, announcing the completion of the Smith Lane Trail. As of mid-July, I am pleased to announce that the Smith Lane Trail has been entirely cleared, pruned, and marked for passive public access. Walking, biking, and non-motorized access is permitted. The public is urged to access the area from Eris Park on Havel Street. Please refer to the attached map for the trail layout at the new conservation area, former Girl Scout property. Volunteers are working to expand the trail system and to provide a more varied experience on this conservation area. Please advise me if I may be of any further assistance. I did send in some pictures showing the trail markings. And the road does look really nice. And there are a couple of maps attached.
Mr. Chairman, I do want to point out that Mr. Bazelak did this work, you know, really on his own time. He spent a significant amount of time out there with his own tools, pruning the area, clearing it.
Yeah.
And I know he enjoys this work, but once again, he's really gone above and beyond.
I think we
He's,
probably, could we send him a letter to his board
Sure.
and thanking him for doing his work?
Yes, for the copy
Yes.
to the board. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll give you that motion that we sent a letter to thank you. Brent does things like this all the time.
He is, he's always out there doing
He
something.
makes an
really
outstanding
is.
contribution to the town
Abs-
in doing that. Yes,
He's always doing something.
really great.
We're very lucky to have him as our conservation agent.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Old business number 3, discuss state ethics disclosures filed by Deborah Egan. You want me to just read your cover letter, Deb? or-
Maybe she could just explain it.
Okay, if you wanna.
Okay, as you know, I had recently had filed a state ethics disclosure for a conflict of interest because I had a membership in the YMCA, and at the time, the Board of Selectmen was in the process of executing the lease agreement with the North Shore YMCA for the camp area, 390 Weathersfield Street. There's been recent developments in my family. My son, who had been a swim instructor volunteer at the Ipswich YMCA for a while, had been hired by the Ipswich Y to be a lifeguard and a swim instructor. And so now he's an employee of the Ipswich Y. So it occurred to me that I probably needed to file another disclosure with this change, and I did contact Judy Pickett to make sure that this was presented properly to the Board of Selectmen. And she did call the State Ethics Commission, and they said that I would need to file the Section 19 disclosure and present it to the Board of Selectmen for a determination on whether this particular matter and the financial interest identified in the disclosure is not so substantial as to be deemed likely to affect the integrity of the services which the Board of Selectmen in town may expect from me. So if the board could review the disclosure that I've prepared for you, I describe what my role is in terms of the connection between the town and the North Shore YMCA. Essentially now, we do have a lease, and as the town administrator, you know, I am responsible for administering the provisions of the lease agreement and advising the board on any matter or situations that may arise during the term of the lease. You know, landlord-tenant relationship, essentially. However, I don't have any executive authority in this matter. I simply serve as an administrative capacity and bring anything that needs to be voted on or decided in any official capacity to the board. So my son, as I said, has transitioned from a volunteer to a swim instructor and lifeguard. He currently earns about $9.30 an hour. He works on a part-time basis, and he works in the Ipswich facility.
Well, congratulations to your son, you got him to work anyway, that's it. I can be you
I
saying
know.
it. No, I would, whatever determination we need to make is fine, I don't see a problem.
No.
Yeah, I think based on the page, that the determination is that financial interest is not so substantial as to be deemed likely to affect the integrity of the services. I think, I don't see any problem with it.
Okay.
So we're going to take a vote to,
We just need to vote to accept it, that it doesn't meet the requirements to.
I'll give you that motion.
At the very beginning.
second.
The selectmen have to have, whatever the wording is that
Okay,
makes it
it's
official.
on that second page of the disclosure. So what you would want the motion to be is listed under determination on the bottom section. So if you
Mhm.
probably want to
Right.
read that into the record. And
Okay,
then,
as appointing official as required by General Laws, Chapter 268A, Section 19, I have reviewed the particular matter and the financial interest identified above by a municipal employee. I have determined that the financial interest is not so substantial as to be deemed likely to affect the integrity of the services which the municipality may expect from the employee. And that's the wording I wanted to find. Thank you.
That's my motion.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Do you want us all to sign it, Deb?
I think all selectmen will need to sign in that small box,
Okay, right along here, yeah.
appointing authority signature.
And put the date.
Yes. Thank you.
Now, write small, guys, so they can read it.
I'm a big fan of John Hancock.
We're gonna have to print the forms larger, Deb. It's just not gonna work.
Well, I think they really gear them for mayors, and selectmen
that's-
are essentially five mayors.
Exactly.
Everything is small, just like you saw in the Mass DOT assurance discrimination.
Yeah, the old three-man board wasn't a problem for
Thank you. I left one quick.
Tell your son congratulations.
Oh, I will.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice that he was able to do that.
Yeah, he worked hard. He took the certification class over April vacation, and it was intense. It was all day long, every day, and so it was quite an accomplishment when he became a
Yeah.
lifeguard.
Good for him, good for him. Something that'll keep him going for quite a while.
Looks like there was an article in the paper today that the state hires like 260-odd lifeguards for the summer, and they're still short about 20-odd lifeguards.
Really?
Huh?
Yeah.
Positions they weren't able to fill.
Oh.
You know, out on 95, they had those signboards lit up looking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
candidates
It's a great job.
as
It's,
lifeguards. They don't pay a lot, that's the problem.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. But it's a good job for particularly somebody like your son. I mean, he's looking for something to do, and he's doing something he likes to do, and
Yeah.
he's getting paid to do it. So,
Right.
I know.
Other than hanging around all summer waiting for school to start again, you know.
And he wouldn't be waiting for school to start, so he'd be on the computer playing computer games, which I'm sure he's doing now.
Oh, yeah, yeah, probably. Okay, minutes for February 9th. Has everybody had a chance to read them?
Give you that
Yes,
motion,
sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Motion made and
Give you a second.
seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I abstain.
Okay, that's a good one. February 17th minutes. I'm sure everybody has read them, and actually, Deb, on the first page, right above the number 1 at the bottom, he would never it again.
You never do so again? Do it again?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's either,
Yeah, change it to do.
I think it's due.
I think it is too.
SAD on the,
yeah, I think,
So I'll have Amy make that change?
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a typo, so.
Sure, yeah.
I'll give you the motion with the change.
Second.
Motion with the change. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carried. 1723. Okay, February 23, 2015.
I'll give you that motion.
Okay. Motion made,
I'll second.
motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Motion carried. Got 2 abstentions. And March 2nd, 2015, on page 4. Under number 1, Wild Pastures Estates, Deb, there's a sentence that starts, "The developer's attorney." On this, I think there's an N missing on subdivision.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, how far down?
It's number 1, it says Wild Pastures Estates in bold, under new business.
Yes.
Developers
Okay, this-
Attorney Laura Tolaro on the subdivision.
It's an N.
Okay. Now, I know you guys put that in there just so you'll know that I read, make sure that I read it, right?
This comes out of the meeting packet, so I would have made the typo and Amy would have taken what I wrote and put it in there.
Give it that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Abstain.
Aye.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I abstain, I wasn't there for
Okay.
that.
Okay. So now we're under announcements. And Rowley Public Library Vehicle Night at the Pine Grove School parking lot at 6:30 PM on Thursday, July 30th, 2015. Rowley Concert on the Common, Sunday, August 23rd, 2015 at 4 PM to 6 PM, featuring the Senior Tones. You want to add anything to that, Joe?
Nope. Well, yes, I do. We're looking forward to seeing the senior tones again, and they will be on the Common on Sunday, the 23rd, from 4 to 6.
Can I add something?
Sure.
If you haven't seen the Senior Towns, they're a great group, they're a lot of fun, and if you go to this concert, you'll have a lot of fun. So, I've seen them several times.
What is it, acapella? Is no?
They're just four guys that sing, and they sing all the songs from the '60s and '70s, and they're really good. They're a lot of fun. They're a great group, and
We had them for our closing last year also.
Yeah, they did a great job.
they've done a couple of gigs with the Rotary, so they're a lot of fun. It'll be a good night.
And folks, bring your chairs, folding chairs with you, and bring something to eat. Bring a picnic and sit on the common and listen to the music and enjoy the day. And I understand that Joe has told me that he's gonna guarantee there'll be no rain.
Thanks.
Anytime, Joe. Okay, the following town vacancies. Shellfish Constable. We have a couple of those open at this point. Cable Advisory Committee seeking 5 members. Fence viewer, 3 positions are available. Wood, lumber, and back inspector, and zoning board of appeals associate, 2 open seats. Historical Commission, Historic District Commission, 2 seats. Parks and Recreation Committee, 2 seats. Open Space Committee is seeking 2 members. For more information on these positions, please contact the Selectmen's office at 948-2372. Raleigh Food Pantry is in need of donations. The food pantry is open Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Thursdays from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Raleigh Public Library is offering discounts to the Lowell Spinners baseball game tickets. For more information, contact the Raleigh Public Library at 978-948-2350. Okay. The next item agenda,
Give a motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman?
I'll second.
motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.
Does that Route 1 improvement project include Walden?